let's bring in my friend, Stephen A. Smith, the host of the Stephen A. Smith Show, to discuss. Hey, Stephen A.
Well, first of all, before we even start, congratulations to my buddy for having his own afternoon show. Major props to you. Just because you support Trump don't mean you have to look like him. Don't mean you have to dress like him, for crying out loud. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing right now, Will Cain. But it's okay. Congratulations. It's well-deserved. It's long overdue. And I'm sorry I couldn't make it yesterday for your first show because I was traveling. What's up?
Well, first of all, I don't know that he has patented red, white, and blue. Others are allowed to wear red, white, and blue besides the President of the United States. Secondarily, I just want to say thank you. You have been there with me every step of the way. You put me on First Take. You advocated for the Will Cain Show on ESPN Radio. You were there for the launch of the Will Cain Show on podcast and digital. And you're here now at the beginning of the Will Cain Show. And I always appreciate your support, friend.
No doubt. Well-deserved, my brother.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let me get to this. Speaking of our past, we've had a lot of knockdown, drag-out fights, Stephen A. We've had a lot of conversations kind of around DEI. But you've changed a little bit. I've been noticing you a little bit, some different perspectives coming from you. Is this something you celebrate, or are you highly concerned about the sunset of DEI?
I'm concerned about it. I certainly am not going to celebrate it because I don't like the way I believe the right is handling this particular issue. When you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, the conversations that you and I have had is far different than the things that I've heard from everybody else. You ask questions and you talk about a merit-based society. That's cool. But there are others on the right that are hiding behind that verbiage to disguise how they're really coming across. When you say diversity, equity, and inclusion, you're basically trying to imply, not you, but I'm talking about some on the right, are trying to imply that everybody that got hired under DEI is that you certainly weren't competent, you weren't qualified. Well, that might be the case, or it might not be. Let's understand that we don't get to ignore why the existence of DEI came to be. It was because of the inequities in the system, the people that weren't hired before, competent individuals from minority communities throughout this country that weren't feeling like they were being treated fairly. You and I have had this discussion over the Rooney Rule in sports. Certainly, you would think that you should be able to interview whoever you want. You shouldn't be forced to interview an African-American candidate. Why did the NFL implement that policy? It implemented that policy because of inequities that were exercised by various NFL owners spanning history. All I'm saying is let's not forget that reality, its existence. Why did it come to be to begin with? So when you eradicate the program and then you turn around, let's say, for example, hypothetically, you get rid of DEI at ESPN, or you get rid of DEI at Fox News or any place else. And then you turn around and you got 7, 8, 9 different positions, and all of them are white. You're basically implying that all of those white folks are the best candidates, and we couldn't find anybody from any different community that were competent. That's my concern.
The top personality at ESPN. That is not me complimenting you. It's a fact. You are number one. Did you get there because of DEI?
No, I don't think so. But I know that
but you don't have to worry.
I think a legitimate argument can be made that my inception into this business might have played a role in that. That might have played a role. Absolutely.
But my point is, you don't have to worry. Your life is a testament to merit winning out over the necessity to prioritize skin color. You pointed out that people will be like, well, everybody that was hired over the past 5 years were beneficiaries of DEI. You know, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas talked about this. That's one of the prices of affirmative action, because some people get something that they might not have earned for their superficial characteristics. Then it's logical to look around and go, well, if you have those same characteristics and you didn't earn it, or you didn't get it for merit, did you not earn it? My point is, DEI actually undercuts people like you who earned it by merit.
And I'm saying to you, that argument can be made in some cases, and in some cases it cannot be. So the way you truly eradicate it, let's say, for example, like you just did, you want to eradicate DEI programs, and then the hiring process is revisited, and 40% of the candidates are African Americans or Latinos or a combination of the both, and 60% of them are white. Nobody's going to have a problem with that. But if 95 to 100% of them are white, from the moment that DEI is eradicated, then you're sending the message that the only reason other folks had those opportunities was because of DEI as opposed to their qualifications. And I'm saying you have to be mindful and careful of making sure that that message is not disseminated, because that's inaccurate, and history has proven that in a lot of different circumstances. That's all I'm saying.
I truly do believe in black Americans to not just survive, but to excel in a system based upon merit. I don't think DEI is necessary. In fact, I think it is cancerous and undercuts their accomplishments. I do want to ask you this, Stephen A. You've made, I'm running out of time, but I do have to ask you this, okay? And that is this, that you told me, and you know, that you voted for Kamala Harris. I don't think, you know, you're somewhat independent, but you have been leaning to the left. Lately, I feel like you're leaning to the right. You told our own Sean Hannity that you're not mad that Donald Trump won. If you had a do-over, Stephen A., would you vote for Donald Trump?
I don't know if I would vote for him because I don't trust that chaos is not going to reign. I don't like, you know, I don't like, and I don't want to use, I'm not trying to call him an authoritarian or whatever, but the White House, the Senate, the House, you know, Congress, etc. Complete power like that makes me nervous, especially in the hands of somebody like him who can be a bit petty and stuff like that. But I want to be very, very clear. I have voted some Republicans in the past. I would vote for Republicans in the future. I'm not against all. There's a lot of conservative policies that I support, just like there are some liberal policies I support. I'm an independent. My issue was not with the party. My issue was with Trump and how I thought Trump would act. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm rooting for him to have a successful presidency, but a successful presidency to me is what benefits America, not him. And if that means voting right, I'll vote right next election. And the election after that, and the election after that. I ain't ashamed to tell you.
I got to leave it here, but I mean, you got to like what's happening in the first couple of days. I think you would take that do-over, Stephen A. I do think you take that do-over. We'll find out, by the way. We'll find out. Because people can watch you on the Stephen A. Smith Show. On the Stephen A. Smith Show. Thank you so much, Stephen A. All right, thanks for joining us as we get to the heart of matter from the heart of America. We'll be right back here again tomorrow on The Will Cain Show.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.